ENCE, historically very strong on this map, but Empire also strong on this map. So this is going to be a bit of a toss-up. The ban from Empire will be Lion, and I think we can both agree that Ashe is likely to be banned here.
Yeah, it's very possible, and we saw the impact that that had once ENCE were able to remove it. There you go, Ashe is going to be taken away. Yeah, it's weird to say it, but it makes a lot of sense. If you don't understand why, after the day is done, go back and rewatch Oregon, and you'll know exactly what we mean.
Yeah.
So there you go. ENCE will have the second ban, and they'll remove the Echo. So Empire will have the possibility to take down a second defender, and usually on the consulate, it's a Valkyrie. So maybe Valkyrie, maybe the Maestro as well, both operators on the board. And no, the Mira will get removed, which I think is to some extent a waste of a ban on consulate.
I mean, it's been consistently, these are Empire's 2 bans for every single map so far.
But you need to put the ban here on consulate. Maybe there would have been a better operator. I don't know.
There are definitely some, I think, better options on consulate. I can agree with you there. Mira is super powerful everywhere, but not as powerful here. Not on consulate.
Now, one thing I want to highlight for people that have not watched Challenger League, which again, I want to thank our Challenger League casters, both Sternab and Demo for EU, but also Flynn when it comes to North America for going through them and casting all those games and having them in archive for us to rewatch. You didn't watch them and see the power that Uno has on not only Jackal, but that Maverick that he picked 6-picked off of. He's been exceptionally powerful on it. Not only because they use a utility, but the M4, he's got perfect control on it.
So here's the crazy thing about 6-picking off of a Maverick. If you have Maverick in the lineup, your opponents see it in the reveal phase, and then you 6-pick into a Jackal, that means you have the clear on the roamers of the Jackal, and Empire is not aware about it. But also, Empire thinks you have a Maverick, which means they're going to be staring at their own reinforced walls the entire friggin' round until they know you do not anymore. So that's beautiful mind games being played by ENCE. They'll have the left hook of the Jackal, and they'll have the presence of the Maverick without actually having a Maverick.
It really is a mind game, and it's a difficult thing to put into perspective. But once you get to play this level, once you understand how these sorts of, again, mind games come into play, then you'll get to see how powerful they actually are. They really put you on your side, and once you're like, oh, they don't actually have them, if you're in a tough situation, you won't know how to react and how to play against it.
Yeah, it could present you with some really amazing opportunities. Like, for example, if a defender... Ooh, speaking of defender, joystick, first kill on to Uno.
Well, there's our speculation.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Uno's roam clear is excellent. Jackal is a great operator for him, and it was a decent pick. But honestly, if you can't beat the fragging power, then there's not much more to be said.
And that's the thing. One thing that Empire are really good at when it comes to the attack here is going every single time. We'll go up admin, we'll clear from the top floor, and then we go down. And this is not something that ENCE did here, which you know, might have been a better thing for them to do. In hindsight, there you go. Joystick will go down, but at what cost? Shate low on health. They can reset him. There's a ton of time here. And if they have the correct drone set up, then ENCE might be able to watch the rotations, not really put Shate in a difficult position. At least a spot where he can get taken down. X-Kairos will be set down on the hatches for them to get blown up. And of course, Wilkie just waiting in on drones and information. There's a Mew Jammer in the back, of course, that is stopping the lobby hatch. But Gomfi has the breaching charges, which is a very common thing on Zofia nowadays. And you have Wilkie that's taking a bit of damage from below. He's going to start off with Skeleton Key and open up the floor.
Shock just trying to fight back through these angles. The safe ground to hold as a defender is dwindling away one little soft destruction at a time. As you can see, speaking of dwindling, the attacker's HP, so many lit players, Shate, Gomfi, and Wilkie all going to die fairly easily. Boonsey, the last full HP on his team versus four fully stacked defenders right now. But these defenders are losing so much ground. The garage has been opened up at many an angle, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to hold on to it. 3 players forced into security, 1 in the A-bomb site kitchen. This is not a great setup for Team Empire. They can make it work. They've got a good setup for it, but Shate is going to be pressuring from behind. The impact will go onto Shate and not do enough damage to down him, but it could have potentially, considering how low that Habana is. Moving over to security hallway, again going to be the Habana. trying to play the flank as best as possible. The Evil Eye onto Boonsy is doing so much damage, and Shock will be the final bit of damage to down the Thermite. Karzeka takes out Gomfi. Shate will eliminate Karzeka, but from the side, Scyther able to get the kill. Wilkie, the last attacker, and will get a pistol kill, but he's got to find 2 more. Sees the mute, but loses the fight to, in fact, the smoke. Shepard, the final kill there, and Empire take round number 1.
That was fall from grace a bit here from ENCE. They started off with a loss. They didn't have Uno anymore to play, and they're clear in the roam. And, well, Joystick all on his own was non-existent until the lucky kill, if you will, in that fight in 1v1 between Shate and Joystick, which ended in Shate barely having any health and barely having any ammo, basically a single round left in the mag. And he wasn't reset. There was a lot of time. They couldn't find much in terms of picks with the buck. And then the Thermite walked in on his own.
I have to commend Shate at the same time for that beautiful play.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to admit, he did a good job there of expecting the movements from Joystick, anticipating them, and playing into them. You know, Joystick, he sees a drone, he's not going to fight you head on. He's done that many times. Every time you drone out the Joystick who's trying to flank you, he goes somewhere else. And Shate expected that, and he played into it. Great job realizing how Joystick plays and countering it directly. That's the problem of being such a prominent player. It doesn't necessarily make you predictable. You know, that's your own gameplay that's going to do that. But it also makes players more attentive to how you play. So good job to Empire recovering from that, but also good job to Shate countering that specific play from Joystick. Top 4 hold. One thing that is interesting to me is that ENCE 6-picked a Thermite into a Thermite, which means that you could tell Boonsy was in the 6-pick phase, and he was like, hey guys, what do I play? And nobody came up with a good answer. That's not a good thing. No. And the reason I say that is a Kickstart. What do you mean? Thermite's useful? No, not on this site he isn't. Shate will take down Joystick, so good start for ENCE. Empire, though, will refrag back on to Boonsy. That's a run out from the A balcony.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about who you 6-pick into if you're just dead. So
yeah, suppose not going to matter.
Less to worry about, I guess. But there you go. Admin take in from ENCE. They'll have control as Gomfi will walk in and continue to drone. Shate has one next to him as well as Uno, so they're going to get info on the site. Oddly enough, it shocked the mute that's sitting on projector behind the table, and not the smoke, which is what you would usually see, typically see in that situation. Uno going in. You still need hold of the balcony, but with one player down, ENCE might not have anybody to watch the connector at the same time. So they're going to have to rely a lot on the balcony. And look at all those punch holes that are set up by Karzeka. Maestros or Docs in those positions could just peek you from everywhere, and you just won't know where they're at. Yeah,
and he's using bullet holes, so the punch holes are even just a distraction. Nice setup from Empire. Really like the stack here. ENCE is taking it fairly slow, though. They are not just pushing in willy-nilly, and you got to appreciate the patience here from ENCE. They do have time to play this slow. They do not need to rush, so definitely the smart call. Fake out from Uno, expecting the run out from Visa, but there's nobody there from Empire to do that run out. You can see the aggressive peek from Shock. He's going to get a little bit more passive. Excaros will open up his flank, though, so not a great situation. You can see ENCE are wary of any potential flanks, but the main flanker from Empire is already dead. That's, of course, Joystick. And speaking of flanks, Shock onto Shate. Good peek from him, but Uno refrags Karzeka there, able to get the refrag onto Uno as he pushes in through those Vista stairs. So good teamwork here from Empire, but still, Shock lost. That's definitely going to be a hard blow, and will force Karzeka to push into the A site to take up his position. Inside of the long desk area, Gomfi trying to challenge into the A bomb site through the little holes that were established thanks to the Excaros, but there's not enough to rotate through. So it's not going to be an easy push. And with so little time, oh, what a shot from Karzeka! And he hears on top of Visa stairs, Gomfi, the last attacker, the spray through his own teammate Smoke. And Empire will take the round off of some beautiful play from the dock of Karzeka.
Flank watch problem again, at least on the same floor from ENCE, and I mentioned it literally 10 seconds before the kill. Balcony hold. If you don't have anybody on the balcony, you have no angle looking into the site. And into connector, which is arguably even more important than projector itself. Uno just walks into the site to go for a refrag. Very frag hungry there. He gets one, but he gets instantly traded off by the dock, and everything spirals out of control. Nobody holding the one angle that looks all the way down from the balcony through the projector, through the connector room, and of course the main hall and the bathroom. That's such a powerful position to have, yet nobody used it at all. And there you go. That's exactly what I want to talk about. ENCE on the Blackbeard. Why was that not present last round? ENCE has had a lot of experience on the Blackbeard in the past, and had he been there to just watch the balcony, it might have been a completely different end. But here, we'll go to the lobby as, of course, we already saw 2 sites that were played and defended successfully by Team Empire, the garage, and the top floor for the team. So now we see them going back down to the lobby, which has been a lot more of a standard site nowadays. A lot of teams are playing this site. Why? Because you still need hold of the top floor, which means attackers still need to go through that admin take before they walk into the site from the front door or from the opposite end from the yellow stairs, which happens quite a lot. It's a lot of delay potential from the defense.
Shock setting up the same runout he used last round, though I don't expect him to use it this time around. You just want to put the fear into your enemies and force them to watch it attentively. Joystick, first kill on to Chate. It's always either Joystick gets the first kill or Joystick is the first kill. It's one or the other. And this time, it's Empire's favor. From the spiral staircase, he is able to eliminate the sledge of Chate. I think I'd say a little aggressive there from Chate. Probably could have waited for a drone to clear out fully before pushing in. That's definitely a mistake on his part.
Yeah, you lose the sledge. The biggest deal as well is you lose the grenades. You can't use them for that top-down play, but Uno finds one and now eliminates the smoke. That's a much bigger frag, though, on the side of ENCE. Shock peeking against the Blackbeard. Not something we'd recommend, but here, the turnaround, as Shock is able to escape and find the frag on Uno. As Uno's distracted, I don't know what he was trying to do here, just turning around. Maybe he was trying to scan the floor, but at that point, just hold the angle. Your Blackbeard should be giving you info. And Shock will find another one. How is this even allowed? Karjeka sprays all the way down on the projector. Damage done to Gomfi, but the Zosha is still alive, and Karjeka will boost up his teammate. So now the Mute, who has rotated all the way from the other side of the map, will be full HP pretty much. Both Karjeka and his teammate spraying down, but ENCE will find Joystick eliminating the Jaeger. But will that be enough as ENCE takes damage to the body from the opposite end here? Karjeka from the bathroom. ENCE all on his own now. Shield in play, but Karjeka will find one more. The MP5 on the dock. Seems like Karjeka has just complete control of it. Previous round and on this very third one here.
Yeah, Karjeka really picking up the slack there for Joystick. While Joystick was able to get the initial frag on his attempted flank, he was shut down by ENCE. It definitely does seem like ENCE has figured out how to deal with the Joystick flanks. They're paying much closer attention to all those avenues that he likes to use. Excellent job to ENCE really shutting that down early into this map, especially considering they haven't played this map yet against Empire today. So, yeah, props to them. But also, at the same time, they have not won a single round yet on Consulate, despite them seemingly understanding how Joystick plays. So that, again, is Empire proving that they are a formidable roster, not just one player with a limelight. So, basement hold after successfully defending the trio of sites for Consulate. Now, of course, there's the fourth one, but so rarely is it held by any team. We do see some early adopters in the European region, but clearly not going to be Team Empire in that lineup. Now, the basement was successful, again, as I stated, for Empire. But it was a pretty close one. ENCE managed to get top floor control, do a lot of vertical pressure on, or apply a lot of vertical pressure onto the garage site.
But they couldn't get kills off of it.
Yeah, but they struggled to really execute it. So that's what needs to change here. We need ENCE to be a little bit more lethal when they eventually do get that top floor control. They start opening up those holes. But that's, I guess, depending, or sorry, that depends on Team Empire making mistakes.
Yeah, will that happen? Well, the past 3 rounds have not really shown that. Shate coming in on the drone. Skadajika will set up. He'll have an angle from the entry from the window, top floor. It's a ballsy angle, but it works similar to how we see it on Bank, or even on Oregon, if you're holding from the kitchen, looking onto the entry into the kids' dorm. Same thing here. You can just lock out any players who want to walk in from the window, or at least have some information on players that are walking up. The audio still transfers very well through open floors.
I really do like this decision to focus on Garage from ENCE. They got the Garage open very late in the last time they attacked this site, but this time it's open in the first minute. Meanwhile, by the main lobby, Joystick has eaten a lot of damage, but he persists. Curious decision made by the Jaeger, but it could net him a free kill onto the Hibana, but no, Shate is quicker, and he lands the headshot. Jaeger goes down, Joystick, again, always the first to die, or the first to get a kill, but here it will favor ENCE. Shock, very aggressive angle there, and Garage could potentially cost him his life. We'll see.
It's high risk, high reward for Shockwave, and even here for Shockwave on the mute. Skadajika from below on the pulse, just scanning in. He'll find one body, but can Shock get a frag off of it? Nope, he'll just fall back. And you see the breaching charges being applied by the Zofia, which will open up the floorboard. There's no buck in play this time, as again, having both the Zofia and the buck is kind of superfluous when you're bringing breaching charges. But all the operators here work well in tandem for ENCE. And you mentioned they opened the wall early on. At the minute mark, they'll open the second half here of the Garage. Cyther will have a line of sight down into it, and that's the position where you're looking for the evil eye. Uno will find one on Shepard from above, and he sprays through the lobby entrance. And that's a U-shape that he really does need. It'll open up the hatch on the opposite end so they can drop into server if need be, but at least they'll have some sort of point of view on rotation angle for Empire. Shock looking in from the cafeteria, but nobody's going to drop that hatch anytime soon. At least I don't think so. The smokes are going to get thrown in here just to distract Team Empires. Remember, there's 3 players alive. C4s are in hand, and Skadajika does not have his nitro cell. Cyther will drop to the floor as Wilkie's just covering Boonsy, who goes in close plant by the bomb as Skadajika walks in. Uno with one and Shate for the second is Shock, the one to get the kill on Shate, but he's got to face 4 more. The ace that he needs to get seems so far away, and Gomfi will finish him off on the Zofia. So ENCE will put their first round on the board. I think we're starting to see more of concise play from ENCE as they kind of get back into the groove of Consulate, and they're able to shut down the most important player for Empire at this point earlier on, Shockwave.
That was a well-conducted attack, I have to agree. The push into main lobby was stacked for ENCE. So many players, one on top of each other. And Joystick was lit up pretty early on, but ultimately was a headshot that felled him in the piano room. So great job again to Shate winning that fight. I really didn't expect him to. It looked like Joystick was in a good position to win it, but not so. After that, the thing that we needed to see from ENCE in the previous time they attacked the basement was shown. We saw ENCE use their vertical control really well. They managed to apply a lot of pressure to the Garage. They had the Garage already opened up, which allowed for a push in. The smokes were used well to distract, and they also managed to get some picks through those vertical holes. So overall, a much better attack onto the basement from ENCE. Now, the final defense for Team Empire, and will be on the top floor. Now, we were, of course, we did, of course, see Empire be successful on this floor the last time they went here. But that makes sense considering they've only lost 1 round, and it was the previous one. The last time we saw this, it was ENCE trying to clear from admin office, but they were thwarted by just plenty of well-established angles. I mean, look at this. They weren't
contesting anything. I mean, they didn't even bring the Blackbeard back then, and they're not this time again.
It is a really curious decision. I have to point that out. Is why is there no Blackbeard? I mean, he is the most useful operator. Or what? Pardon me. he is one of the most useful operators while attacking the top floor. I mean, when you're able to just outright win on an angle, that means so much considering how many angles are easily accessible upstairs.
Yeah, he's literally designed to hold angles. That's how he works, basically. And when you don't use him in the balcony, ENCE just stays all the way back, and he's watching for any runouts or anybody that wants to get too aggressive. But that's an angle that you're not really going to hit anytime soon. It's much more difficult than what it looks out to be. And yet again, Joystick will find the first one. This time, he'll be the one to be on top of the fight against Shate. And yeah, sure, you could watch the you can watch a rotation from above with the Thermite all the way from spawn, but you're not going to be able to spot Joystick as he walks in by the main doorway and gets a freebie on the Havana.
Always the first. ENCE have taken control over admin office, so it's a decent start. We've got the marks going on to Joystick, I believe, but he's rotated back to site, so not a readily accessible kill. Overall, a very slow clear here for ENCE. Just taking their time. They've got the control that they want. They're going to start opening up some more angles to deny flanks and get angles into the site. Good use of the exothermic charge, all things considered. As we discussed, Thermite not a very useful operator on the top floor, but ENCE trying to make him work in their favor. Curious decision to bring 2 Heart Destructors instead of, I don't know, a Blackbeard. Shock playing inside of A. In a very powerful position, very likely has a C4, and yes, it's still in hand. He's waiting for the pressure from the A balcony. He sees the player, but misses the shot. And he will eat some damage through that table.
Yeah, that's again a spot where we mentioned it so many times now, but we're still questioning it. Why no Blackbeard? It would have been so much easier to lock things down. And here you're afraid to peek as spray from Shock might be able to finish you off very quickly. Ooh. But Uno will get 1. That's 2, though. 3 make it in a row for Team Empire, and ENCE yet again didn't even need to worry about the player on the balcony. And he peeks in. Joystick will thread the needle, and ENCE will go down the 5th round. Now in the hand, or round number 5, that is, in the hands of Team Empire. 4-1 scoreline. Boy, what an angle was that.
Yeah, that was a close one indeed. Well done to Joystick. Well done to Team Empire, and it does definitely look like a dominant map so far for Empire. They did lose the 1 round, but 4-1 is a great first half, no matter what you're what you're looking at. We've seen comebacks from 4-1 before. It's definitely happened. For example, the last relegation, Noble versus Elephant Gang. That was, of course, North American relegations. On Border, we saw Noble put themselves up 4-1 and then end up losing it 6-4. So this could see a swing back in ENCE's favor. We, again, not that far-fetched. But it also just kind of looks like Empire has a distinct edge here. The one thing that is going to be in ENCE's favor is now the ENCE attacker ban of Ash is really going to come into play. It's definitely going to shine here. Joystick was not as lethal using Jackal as he was with Ash. It was a mistake for ENCE to allow Ash to be even played in the first map, but they quickly corrected that in map 2 and now 3. Empire, without their Ash player, will instead have the Jackal, which is definitely very powerful, especially on Consulate, but not as powerful as a Joystick on Ash. Definitely not.
Yeah, that's the reasoning, that's the logic behind that ban, of course. And,
yeah.
Again, we'll remind you, one day, maybe this weekend, you go back, you rewatch that first map or any of these Challenger League games that Team Empire played, and by the way, a reminder, they won every single one of them except for one where they had to forfeit the match because not all players were available for the first game of the evening. But every single time, the Ash of Joystick is just allowed to run around and get frags because the rest of the team is giving them info. And Joystick has been playing the Jackal fairly effectively. We saw it on Bank, and we'll be bringing that PDW9 again on map 3. And Empire in general will go for a admin take early on.
Slow going though. You see they're just trying to assure themselves that the admin office is in fact clear. And yes, it is. But better safe than sorry. Lots of mute jammers are slowing this up. That's great job to Wilkie reading into the admin office clear and putting those mute jammers in key locations. Joystick, though, finally goes for the repel, and Shock will actually take down Gomfi through the wall off of the back of the information from the drone. Good job there to Empire, droning out and eliminating the admin office hold. That's going to prompt the rest of the roamers who were in a position to help out Gomfi to fall all the way back. They're now playing as safe as they possibly can in the site. Definitely the right call. Admin office is officially lost.
Now what Empire were doing is reinforcing that wall into the stairs. It basically held ENCE in position and allowed Empire to play around them. And this time ENCE, when they're on the defense, they choose to leave that wall soft. Now Empire are doing the same as their opponents, and they're successful in it though. That's the big difference, is that Boonsy will get shot down, and of course you lost the Jaeger early on. ENCE definitely in a bad spot here, and the Habana should have no problems opening up the side. There you go. You already hear the Skyros being thrown in, smokes being thrown in from Joystick, and unfortunately the Maestro is in the back, so we'll be able to take down a few of those pellets. Unfortunately, all 3 canisters were used, and Joystick sprays in and finds Wilkie through the smoke. Alrighty, Karajeka with one more on to Uno, and in the meantime, Diffuser is set. Shate last man alive on the Maestro as Joystick's trying to find those legs, but Shate in the main console front desk. He's got to find all 5 players of Team Empire. You know, Shate is a world champion, but does he have it in him for this sort of ace retake? He's already low on health. He'll find one. Joystick eliminated. The toughest nut to crack. And Shepard already setting up his drone. He'll get the information for his teammate, and Karajeka will land the 3rd kill of the round. Shate will go down, and Empire 5-1, 1 round away from Pro League. As simple as that.
Well, they definitely look poised to seize it. Shate, nice try there at the end. But overall, just an absolutely ruthless clear from Empire. It all started with admin office, and from there it was quite clear that they had enough manpower. After so many picks pushing their way towards Projector, they finally took it. Now, of course, we did see a Thermite Habana from Empire there on that top floor site, but of course they couldn't know that it was top floor, so that's fair.
Whereas when we mentioned it for ENCE, they knew that it was going to be top floor or lobby, and in any case, both sites would work very well with the Blackbeard. Yeah, so you know, that's why, of course, we're harping on it with ENCE, and it definitely wasn't an advantage lost. But Team Empire now, again, bringing those dual hard destructors, of course, because ENCE was unsuccessful on the top floor, they can go pretty much anywhere. And they will go back upstairs, it seems. I think a curious decision. This is potentially the very last round on this map, and in this match, in fact. You know, Empire only needs to win 1 of the next 4, and including this one, of course. And that's a tough nut to crack if you're ENCE. You have a ton of experience, a ton of talent on the team, but that's a lot to measure up to. We've seen it before. ENCE has done it, in Karajeka this time on top of the board for Empire has been putting quite a bit of work on the board.
You'll have to see that weight shifted just a little bit. Yeah. You know, see other players stand out. And we were talking about that earlier. On map number 1, if it wasn't Joystick, there was Karajeka.
Yes. And again, for people that are watching here, Karajeka is the in-game leader for the squad, and of course he's the Estonian player on
the only non-Russian.
Yeah, the only non-Russian on the team, and he's usually always playing up and close to Joystick, giving him info, and it seems like even now they can stick together on different ops, and even with the Ash not being in play, and just work out just fine. The Legion will be identified by Joystick, and that's potential early pick, but right now they're just going to gather up and get information. Empire taking their time, and you see the bulletproof camera actually that's set up all the way at the other end of the hallway, and that's sometimes a position where you see a Maestro camera being set up because it can easily destroy all the pellets. This time it'll be fairly close to the wall here. The entry. Shate will be the first one to go, courtesy of Joystick.
Yeah, so making that Jackal work for him. And Shate, one of the most powerful players, definitely, on the defense, especially on a Maestro. No Evil Eyes, that's going to be rough moving forward.
Now look at the amount of time that's been wasted so far here. Not much, that's the thing. Joystick Can he find the angle? No, not just yet. At least Empire will lose the Habana, but not before she opened up the sight from the back, and Joystick will reset his aim as Uno will go down. They lose the Legion and the Maestro. Of course, the Maestro cameras can no longer be changed positioning. Gomfi, Wookie, and Boonsy, the 3 players alive, as a gas canister will be forced out from the smoke of Boonsy. Kajika will get shot from the side as Gomfi has just immediately moved into the copy room. This is a similar thing that we saw Empire doing with Joystick, just always, whenever there's ground to be taken, even on the defense, they walk into it and they hold it and make sure that their opponents will fight for every inch. And ENCE might be down, but they're not out just yet. Joystick, though, trying to change that as he comes in from the yellow stairs. Won't find a head early on, but there you go from below. Gomfi is down at 3 kills for Joystick. Can he find the last 2 to make it an ace clear? That's the question. He's low on health. There's only 2 left. He sprays right through the wall, and damage is done, but it's a PDW-9. The 9mm will not do much damage through that wall, even if it is soft. Walks in, he can't find the kill. Wookie and Boonsy collapse, though, and they get a kill each. The fuser's not set. It's all up to Scyther now. Will Empire be able to clutch this one and get into Pro League, or will ENCE be able to stop them at least for 1 round? Scyther will be the one to decide. 15 seconds. You hear the announcer on it. Walking into the side of Scyther. Goes in for the long-range fight. The goo mine will give away his position, and the shotgun from Boonsy will dispatch him. ENCE, stay alive.
Incredibly tense round there. It almost looked like Empire was going to lock it out with 3 kills off the back of Joystick, but ENCE said no. No, we are going to keep ourselves in this map. An excellent job at that, but still 3 more rounds required to push it to overtime. They will go to the basement for their next site. We haven't seen them defend this site yet, of course, so this is going to be all new territory for both Empire and ENCE, which could, of course, drastically swing it in either team's favor. We won't know until we get into it. Operator selection, of course, going to be those dual hard destructors for Empire. That makes sense, given that it is a basement hold in all likelihood. And we will see a 6-pick off of a Bandit onto a Valkyrie. Curious from ENCE. The Bandit, of course, does tell the attackers, hey, we're defending basement, and 6-picking onto the Valkyrie will, yes, give you the cameras, but also maybe not the right operator for that.
Alright, well, this is the garage. How will this work out for ENCE? And they're bringing the Maestro. Remind you that as you can tell, the Mira is banned, and that was banned by Empire, so none of that here. This is obviously a site where, you know, having the 2 hard breachers does help, but, you know, hey, if you're going to keep your thermite on the outside of the garage wall for the entirety of the round, you know, maybe it's better than just having the Habana as well. Who knows? There's a lot of things that you can do with these sorts of operators, but as well, having the Habana allows you to open up the hatches, and it'll give you extra info on the site. You're bringing Karchika on the sledge. You're also bringing Joystick with the ITA secondary for the Jackal, and I'm not sure if Scyther is bringing Zofia with breaching charges, but Zofia, no, it's a Claymore, there you go. But he already has 2 lifelines, explosive ones, and he can definitely use those on the floor if needed. But Empire will go in for a similar clear that we had before and walk in through admin, very much uncontested. There's nobody around here from ENCE, as they're all down in the garage.
Yeah. Standard roam clear here from Empire. They just got to be thorough. Make sure everything is clear. You know, of course, they can't know that most people are downstairs. Those roamers on the middle floor are going to be a pain, though. You can see how well set up they are. 2 ADSs even in the bathroom for Gomfi. Shot gets Uno, though, so good start for Empire. But we've seen this before. Empire got the 2 initial kills in the previous round, but still managed to lose it. And it will come down very likely to those anchors. Well, Evil Eye's in good position here, but Gomfi in a better position. He's able to put some damage onto Scyther, but not able to get the actual kill from the main lobby, though. The door will be opened up, and Gomfi forced to fall back. Surprised he's not dead, to be honest. He was exposed to many an angle there, but still managed to make it back into bathroom with his life. Mute Jammers, I think, are present still on the main garage, which means the thermite charge cannot be detonated. Yes, there are 2 Mute Jammers delaying that. Well placed from Wilkie, and needs to be something done from Empire to deny those Mute Jammers, but it's a slow clear onto the top floor. They really need to deal with Gomfi and then open up Piano, but they're taking this slower than I've ever seen them play.
Yeah, Shock's just standing on the outside, the entrance to the main lobby, and he's watching for a potential walk-in from Gomfi, and Gomfi will take a lot of damage, but he will dish out a decent chunk to Shockwave. As holding in with a fully reinforced bathroom is a very complicated position. Yeah, just don't put your gun in your opponent's face. It's kind of 101 there, but Gomfi will fall off, and they can reset him if they want, but it's potentially a fight that'll come down within the next 20 or so seconds. I'm not sure if there we go. The garage will be opened up, at least one half of it, and Shepard can walk in if need be. Joystick will drop in and watch for any angles, rotations late in the game. A Joystick finds one on a Gomfi. 3 players alive from ENCE and Boonsy. What a shot. Shock will go down. Wilkie in by the black car as he peeks in, sprays into one, but too much for him to deal with, and Shepard will land the last kill. Boonsy will go down, and ladies and gentlemen, Empire have taken it. Congratulations, they make it into Pro League, and we'll see them in just a few weeks for the start of Season 9.
Excellent job to Team Empire. A wonderful clear onto the bottom floor there to finish things out. It was a little bit hectic there in the middle of the round when they got caught up on the roamers over by Bathroom. You thought to yourself, maybe Empire have lost it. Maybe they've, caught a nerve, and it's all looking bad for them because they're taking so slow, but they managed to make it work regardless. As soon as they had that top floor control, they opened up the vertical pressure, they pushed in through the garage. It was all Team Empire, Team Empire, Team Empire.